Welcome back, guys. Cover 3 commentary, NFL Conference Championships. We got 4 teams left in the NFL. Nick is kicking my butt right now. He's 9-1 in his picks. I'm 7-3, so still respectable. But I have some catch up that I need to do if I want to beat him in the picks this year. We're going to be going through the 2 games that are going to be happening on Sunday. Depends on when this video drops. Might be Saturday, might be Sunday. We shall see. We shall see. So, but the first game up is going to be the Patriots versus the Broncos, and then the second game is the Rams versus the Seahawks. Both games are going to be awesome. Obviously, the Broncos game would be better if Bo Nix was healthy, but we can't do anything about it. We just got to rock and roll. And don't forget about Nick Foles when he came back with the Eagles. So there might be some surprises. You never know. So, all right, first game up is going to be the Patriots at the Broncos. Nick is up, so he's going to make his picks first. Nick, who do you got in this game?
All right, so there's a lot of factors that go into this game. It's a good thing this game is not being played in New England because there's apparently a big winter storm coming, affecting almost half of the country.
Crazy.
So I mean, we definitely prayers up to everybody who's going to be impacted by those. That's for sure.
Stay in and watch the game. That's all you got to do. Stay in and watch
if
the
they
game.
have power.
That's true. Yeah, that's true.
But the game's at Denver, and Denver's not an easy place to play because a lot of factors go into it. Like we saw what happened with Josh Allen. Sure, you can argue with all the calls in the game, but I mean, ultimately what it came down to was Josh Allen, even though he put up the points, he did not have his best game with all those turnovers.
Too many turnovers.
And then also he missed Dawson Knox wide open.
Wide open.
So a lot of factors into it, but... so for this one, Jarrett Stidham is the quarterback for Denver, and he's a former Patriot. So maybe he knows some stuff that other people don't know. So we shall see. But for this game, I got to go with the Patriots because they've been riding hot all year, and they're fully healthy. And even though Denver's a great defense, so is Houston. And look, they still put up all the great numbers. Now, even though Drake May didn't have his best game last week against Houston, the defense of the Patriots still bailed him out to where he could do enough to win the game. And I think that the Patriots will do the same thing to the Denver's offense. So I think it's going to be a low-scoring, close game. I barely got New England, but at the same time, I would not be surprised if Denver wins because Sean Payton is a good coach, and he always finds a way somehow. So for my pick, I'm going with the Pats.
I love it. I'm going Patriots as well. Obviously, Jarrett Stidham hasn't played real football in years. Actually, I don't know if he played a little bit last year or not. But anyway, it's been at least a whole season.
No.
Yeah, it's been a whole season since he played real football, and this is playoff football too. And the whole coaching staff is completely new from when he was in New England, so I don't think he's going to have any advantage there. So I got New England winning this game, but for me to catch up to Nick, in my heart I got New England winning this game, but I'm going Broncos because I do agree with Nick. Their defense is so good they might steal a game, and then Jarrett Stidham has nothing to lose. So I'm going to go with the Broncos for my picks in this video, but in my heart I got New England winning this game as well. So, all right, next game up. This one is going to be high scoring. If you guys remember, they played a Thursday night game. I missed it. I was on a flight, but when I landed, I was like, what in the world? What happened in this game? It was a crazy shootout, one of the best games of the year. It's going to be the LA Rams visiting the Seahawks. And Nick, who do you got in this game?
Okay, I think this is going to be the best game out of the two. It's like they've both been like the best team. Even though they're in the same division, they've been like the best teams in the regular season, and for good reason. The Rams have a great offense with Puka, Devontae, Kyron, Blake Corum's even been doing good, and Matthew Stafford's been putting up MVP numbers. And then their defense has been really hot too. And then Seattle, same thing. Their defense has been lights out. Their special teams has been lights out. And then Sam Darnold, my goodness, what a turnaround he's been ever since being drafted number 3 overall by the Jets. It's like, what a turnaround for him. Here's the thing is, the Rams were my Super Bowl pick beginning of the year to go against Buffalo. But Buffalo ruined it, so you know what? I'm going Seattle. And you know what? Yep. And I have a feeling you're going to pick the Rams. So you know, I'm going to let you have this one. But here's the thing with Seattle is they've been like just destroying teams on the defense and special teams. And with those two factors, it's like all Sam Darnold has to do is just be there, hand off the ball to Kenneth Walker, or just look for JSN, and that's all he has to do. So, and the Rams, they have not impressed me this playoffs because it's like, how on earth do you win a close game against the Panthers when you should be blowing them out of the water? You were a 10.5 point favorite to win. And then with their game against the Bears, sure, you could say weather was an impact, but like, how on earth did Caleb Williams get that final touchdown?
I gotta give. Listen, I'm hard on Caleb Williams, but I gotta give him credit on that play. That was incredible. He's got one of the best, if not the best, arm in the NFL. That play was bonkers. I do blame Rams defense.
They were blaming it on a push-off.
No
It
way.
was like, that was not a
It was
push-off.
perfect or it was perfect play by Cole Kmet and obviously Caleb Williams. But their defense just kind of fell asleep on that play. But shout out to Caleb Williams because I love players that just never give up, and he did not give up in that play. So shout out there, even though I still don't like you. But Nick has made it easy for me. This weekend's awesome too because the first game is going to be so defensively sound. The second game is going to be just an offensive firework game, in my opinion, which I think is going to be awesome. But he made it easy on me because I'm picking Rams. And there's a few reasons why I'm picking the Rams. First off, it's Matthew Stafford's last ride to victory, I think. He's not getting any younger. Obviously, with McVay, they might be right back at it next year. You never know. But this is the best shot I think he's got towards the end of his career to win another one. And then also, Nick's forgetting the storyline. You got Matt Stafford versus Drake May in the Super Bowl, the two MVP candidates going at it against each other, which I think would be awesome as well. You got old school versus new school, which would be really cool.
Don't forget the Super Bowl colors.
I don't even remember.
Yellow and blue.
Yellow and blue. Who's yellow and blue? We got we got the
Rams,
Rams, and then we got Patriots.
There's a little bit of green, but there's a lot more yellow.
Got it. So they're keeping it open just in case.
I don't see any orange, so it's not looking good for
Yeah,
Denver.
yeah, exactly. So, but I got Rams. They have not looked the best in the playoffs, but again, coaching matters, and so does your quarterback. Quarterback's huge. Matt Stafford has won before, so I think that's a big thing. And Sam Darnold, he hasn't done it yet, but he normally chokes in the playoffs. So this might be the game where he chokes. But again, I think this game is going to be bonkers. It's going to be fireworks. And I like how they ended the night with this game. So, all right, we got a little bonus for you guys. We're going to do Coach of the Year, Offensive Player of the Year, and Defensive Player of the Year. I'm going to start out. Let me be clear, too. I picked Broncos, and I picked Rams. Nick picked Seahawks and Patriots. So we have two different picks. If my picks are right, if I go 2-0, we are tied. If Nick goes 2-0, I'm done. So it won't matter.
Or
even if he
I
goes
win
1-1, well, we won't be done if we pick different Super Bowl predictions. So that'll be fun. That'll be fun. So is that right? Is that math right?
Nah, Matt's wrong.
Yeah, my math's wrong. That's why Nick's the numbers guy. Listen, that's why I'm a gym teacher. But anyway, all right. So we're gonna do Coach of the Year. I think we might have different coaches. We shall see.
I'm pretty sure, yeah.
Yeah, I think offensive.
There's tons to pick from. So
Correct, and I think this one's tough. I think Coach of the
I
Year is
agree.
tough. I think Offensive Player of the Year and Defensive Player of the Year. I think we're gonna be right on the same players with both of those. So we'll start with Coach of the Year. Coach of the Year for me. Again, there's so many options. I mean, Sean Payton was a great coach. Liam Cohen did great with
that
Jacksonville.
turnaround.
Yeah, and then there's other coaches too. I mean, even
Mike
D'Amico
Vrabel
Ryans.
had the turnaround too.
Mike Vrabel, but he just gave away who I'm picking. But D'Amico Ryans, they went 0-3 to start the season and then ended, I think it was like 12-2 in the regular season. Then
They
obviously
started
the playoffs.
0-3. Yeah, that's right.
So I mean, even him would be a great pick. But I'm going Mike Vrabel. They're still in the playoffs. Obviously, this is a regular season award, but for them to still be in the playoffs, they were awful last year. For him to do the turnaround that he did. The free agencies, I said it since the beginning, one of our first videos this year, I said their free agent pickups were really sneaky this year. Nobody's talking about it. Then obviously drafting Drake May last year. Vrabel didn't do that. But for him to have him go from what he was last year to this year, going from a pretty decent prospect to now potentially being the NFL MVP in his second year, Mike Vrabel needs to get a lot of credit. The run game looks awesome. The defense looks awesome. There's no weaknesses on this team. So for me, I'm going Mike Vrabel. Nick, who do you got?
All right, so I'm going to go with Mike McCarthy. Why
My
not?
goodness, my
Because, I
goodness,
mean,
man.
it's tradition. I always have to go with them.
He goes with, for those of you that are new, he goes with Mike McCarthy every single year. Who do you really got, Nick?
All right, well, I do have a Mike, but it's not Mike Vrabel. It's Mike McDonald
Oh.
because of what he did
Mike
with
McDonald.
what he did with Seattle.
I thought he was
because-
going to say Mike McDaniels. I was like, bro, pack your bags, bro. Get out of this video.
Well, I mean, he did do a smart thing by leaving the Cleveland Browns
Yeah.
Gig. So I
Yeah, he
mean,
said, "I'm out."
yeah. So that's a smart coach right there.
100%.
So I mean, we got to give him flowers there. But I was between two. It was between Mike McDonald, but also Kyle Shanahan because of what he did. Like they made the playoffs with like almost every injury that you could think of when
Yeah.
it came to their defense,
Yeah.
and they still won these games that they should not have won, but they
Yeah.
did. like that crazy game against the Rams, the Thursday night that I remember. Mac Jones was the quarterback because Brock Purdy's been hurt for a while, and then McCaffrey, he's been like putting everything on his shoulders. Kyle Shanahan did a great job, but the reason why I'm putting Mike McDonald over,
You almost said Mike McDaniel.
yeah, I know they said
kind of messed up.
it's like try to say those together 5 times fast or something. But Mike McDonald, for what he did with Seattle, was like that defense has been like incredible. Their special teams, and then Sam Darnold, for him for what he did in Minnesota, I'll bet Minnesota's regretting letting him go now because look at the mess that they've had this year.
Yeah.
So Sam Darnold, the way he's been elevated, and then Jackson Smith and Jigba for what he's been doing as well. For a while, he was on pace to get over 2,000 yards, and there were games where some of the losses that they had early in the year were some of like head scratchers, but once they got those figured out, they were just on a tear, and they were not just beating just any teams. They were beating good teams, and they ended up being the number 1 seed going into the NFC with them having home field advantage and a good path to go to the Super Bowl. So for that, like I'm going to pick Mike McDonald for this.
Yeah, I can't believe I forgot about him, but that is a great pick, Nick, and I'm glad we have different picks because these next
we both have Mikes.
We both have Mikes. Yeah, there's a lot of Mikes. If you're named Mike out there, apply for an NFL job, head coach job. You might get it. So, all right, offensive player of the year. We're gonna go really quick on this because I think we both agree. I'm going Christian McCaffrey. Dude had crazy numbers, and I'm just going to leave it at that. Nick, who do you got?
Here's the thing is, I want to say Puka because he's had a phenomenal year this year. I really
and
want
JSN.
to say
JSN's up there, too.
But the reason why I have Christian McCaffrey is because of not just what he did with rushing the ball, because I think he averaged under like 4 yards a carry or something like that. Under, yeah.
Oh, wow.
But it doesn't matter because look at what he did on the receiving end. Like,
he was the main point to the 49ers, like you said earlier. He was the focal point of that offense. So
yeah.
But yeah, I don't want to cut you off. What else you got?
Yeah, that's fine. But with McCaffrey, it's like with all like he's been like a workhorse with like running the ball, catching the ball. He was pretty much the Swiss Army knife of the 49ers. So it's like with a guy that can do everything, why should he not win Offensive Player of the Year?
Yeah. I agree 100%. And for him to be out pretty much all of last year, it might have even been all of last year. I can't remember.
It was
he played like 2 or 3 games.
2 or 3 games in the later half of the year, and then he got hurt again in that snow game against Buffalo.
Yeah, that's right. So for him to do that is just incredible. And I have theories about McCaffrey. I'll make a short about it. Nick already knows where I'm going with this.
I certainly do.
But all right,
I might avoid him next year in fantasy. So
yes. And that gives you a little
unless if it's in the later rounds, then maybe I'll take a shot, but not an early pick.
And that gives you a hint of what short I'm going to drop. So all right, Defensive Player of the Year as well. I think this one is a no-brainer. Myles Garrett, he broke the sack record, and he was able. He's obviously the main piece to a playoff defense that is so good, but their offense is just so atrocious that they weren't even close to making the playoffs. So, but I'm going Myles Garrett for him to break the sack record. Anytime you break a record, you should at least be a finalist. In my opinion, you should probably be the award winner. But at least a finalist for each of these awards, whether it be offensive or defensive. And Myles Garrett broke the sack record, so I'm going Myles Garrett for this award. Nick, who do you got?
I mean, who else?
Yeah, I agree.
Myles Garrett. Like, I can't think of anybody. I mean, there probably is some guys, but like, can you say they had a better season than Myles Garrett? Like, I don't think so.
Yeah.
But I will say this though. Myles Garrett, it took him 17 games to get that
That's true.
record, but
that's true. My man's got his New York Giants shirt on. He had to throw that
Michael Strahan, 16 games he got that record. Yeah. So it's and then TJ Watt I think tied the record in 16 games
TJ
as well.
Watt, yeah, not JJ.
TJ, yeah. But for Myles Garrett, like I'm not taking anything away from him. I'm just throwing some fun out there. But like 17 games to get to the 23 sacks, and there was one game I think he had like 5 or 6 sacks in one game. I think it was against Miami. But yeah, he had a phenomenal year, so it's like I can't think of anybody else that can top that.
Nick brings up a great point, though. There should be an asterisk or something because they'll say season, but it was one extra game. We can't ignore the elephant in the room. It's true. I mean, Strahan had 16 games. Myles Garrett had to do it in 17 games. So maybe not an asterisk, but something just saying like it took 17 games when somebody else took 16, or even putting next to each of these records how many games they did it in. Because again, that's not fair to Strahan. He never had the opportunity to have 17 games. So let's do something really fun before we hang up. And we're going off the top of our head. Try and think of a defensive player that could potentially rival. And we didn't peek at anything. I can't speak for Nick. I didn't peek at anything. What's a defensive player that could potentially rival Myles Garrett this past year? You got
This
anybody?
past year?
Yeah, this past year. I'm trying to
I'm going to
think.
have to think about it.
I know, I'm
mean,
trying to think too.
Well, Pat Surtain was the defensive player of the year last
He was
year. and
injured
he
way
was
too much.
injured most
Yeah.
of the year. I mean, their front seven was still pretty good. Like Nick Bonito was pretty good.
Jordan Davis played good, but I'm an Eagles homer, so I don't think he had a defensive player of the year stats. I'm trying to think of linebackers or D-backs.
Yeah,
Yeah, I'm drawing a blank.
I can't think.
We will look it up and we will try and put it in the comments. But guys, this is Cover 3 commentary. If you like this video, make sure you subscribe. We are trying to grow and we want to make a ton of videos, football videos. We love it. We're also going to do fantasy videos as well. My man Nick is going to step up to the plate. He's going to make some shorts. It's going to come out. Check out our shorts. We're going to do Offensive Rookie of the Year, Defensive Rookie of the Year, and Comeback Player of the Year in our shorts. We're not going to do a video like this because the next time we do a video is going to be right before the Super Bowl, and those awards are already going to drop. So, God bless you guys. Catch you on the next video. Let's go. Definitely covered up that time.